KSWAM, San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite D Major, Cheryl Metal. Our next guest, we're breaking brand new music from him as well, from his new EP, and we'll be breaking the title track to the track. Yes. Welcome, Walk, to the Urban Suite. How are you?
I'm doing well. I got out the dentist earlier today, so if anybody hears like a lisp or anything in me, they yanked 2 teeth out of my mouth and a bunch of fillings. So I'm feeling okay, but like if anybody hears like any twinge, that's because the dentist robbed me.
You're good. You sound fantastic.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Right?
Get my Kanye through the wire on, right? No, but it's a pleasure to be here. Hello to the Urban Suite.
Man, so what's been going on with you?
Oh, okay. Real short story. I moved to the San Antonio area 1 year ago, actually within a couple of weeks here now. So I had already been moving around in the scene just a little bit. I was working with my co-host for Honey Batter, Bidu, and then I think Concept might have been one of my first invitations to come to the town. And I just found a culture in San Antonio that was amenable to the style and the way that I wanted to work with people. Everybody looks to be a resource for one another, but more importantly, there's a connectivity here and a synergy that's happening. And I think the town is hungry. You know what I mean? We're a B market in Texas, and so any opportunity any one of us gets to move that line, we're doing it. And so I found good work here. I started working with other artists that I thought were dope. I started being around other producers that I thought were dope. And as fate would have it, I ended up getting the opportunity to move out here to San Antonio. And so I took it by the horns and started running with it. So I've been DJing, performing. I opened up and hosted for West Side Boogie at Paper Tiger.
How was that experience?
Oh man, it was great. Shout out to Loud City Society. Shout out to Diversity and AR and the whole team over there. It was love. And I mean, even that, that was kind of a bigger stage. The room is full and packed and everything. Your hosting personality has to come out. You're keeping a tempo for the show. And then you get an opportunity and say, hey, you know what? I got a record for y'all. And the record I performed it touched, you know what I'm saying? It was able to connect with the community. And that's, again, what I've been fostering and nurturing here in the town in the 2-0.
Yeah, I hope you've been enjoying yourself since
Absolutely.
You've been in the city.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're making connections. Like you said, networking.
Yeah, for sure.
So important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Building, a synergy, building a community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's been something that I was already practicing in some ways as an artist, but it wasn't until I moved here to San Antonio that I really started to wear my service provider hat. You know what I mean? As a DJ, you're a service provider. You're helping to tune the ears of listeners, before these indie artists come up and for everything else. So I want to give a big shout out to Roxy, as well as AR, 2 amazing female DJs here in the town who have been like mentors to me. I had my deck, I had everything else like that, but I didn't quite understand like kind of how to get into the hustle culture behind DJing, and they've been very supportive.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Explain to those who are not familiar with Honey Batter.
Yes.
Explain.
Absolutely. So Honey Batter is a showcase that I'm hosting here with Bidu here for 210. And the goal and the vision was always putting live music first. And we meant live music in multi-genre format. So we really do try to curate a taste for each one of our events. And each one of them is supposed to be unique and different. So the Honey Batter name and branding is going to be consistent, but we name it something different. And we have a different color scheme and everything else like that. The implicit reason for that is we're trying to make sure that we not only platform as many genres and communities in the 210 as possible, as well as the surrounding areas, but want to make sure that when the audience member comes in, they're actually getting a taste-filled palette of a particular type of music or a particular brand of artistry.
Okay. Yeah. When was the first event held?
Oh, that was a year and some change ago. Premix was the name of Bidu's. She was coming out with an EP, and so it started off as a kind of like an album EP, a release show for that. But we caught wind. The room was full, and the owners were talking to us. Shout out to Mark and them over at Thirsty Camel, and they were like, "Hey, you guys can keep doing this if you want to." And so then we started doing it month to month. We've actually got another one coming up here in a minute on February 20th at Thirsty Camel Bar off of McCullough. We're doing a Black History Month one. It's called Unbroken Souls. It's called Unbroken Souls.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flyer right here, and it's pretty stacked. Like the concepts on the bill.
Absolutely.
You got Astro.
Yeah, I did get
Yes.
Astro on there. Yeah, and actually, I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. Concept, we were chopping it in Austin. He had me come out and do a little setup there, and just as we were going back and forth, he was like, "Hey man, you know, if you really trying to make it like black, like if you going Black history on it, you know what I'm saying? Let me call one of the homies up." I said, "Shit, that's enough for me. That's enough for me." You know what I mean? And so we were just excited to add him on, and we're excited to have him a part of the show.
Man, yeah, the bill looks stacked. This on February 20th, I
Yes.
see 9 p.m.
Yes,
Okay.
February 20th, 9 p.m. It's a $5 cover fee for 21 plus. If you're 18 to 20, you'll pay $10. And we got arcade games, and we got, you know, nice couple of open patios and stuff like that. The sound, I'm gonna say it. I've been saying it. I've been bragging the entire time. Best sound for a small venue in all of San Antonio, Texas, is at Thirsty Camel Bar. If you want to argue with me about it, buy a ticket and come here. And that's really where I'm standing
Nice.
until I'm dead.
So how has Thirsty Camel been open to everything that you've done so far?
Man, I really want to give a shout out to Mark because I was paying attention to the hip hop scene in San Antonio prior to moving here, and I recognized that there were some ruffled feathers with some of the venue owners. You know, there was an unfortunate period of time where it seemed like every hip hop show was ending in some type of unnecessary kerfuffle. You know,
Yeah.
whether that's
Yeah.
911 getting called, whether that's people XYZ, and so that started to really scare away venue owners. They're like, we're not hosting that here. We don't want that kind of energy. Mark kind of saw me and saw Bidu, saw how focused we were on curating a particular type of vibe, and then we were also holding the artist's feet to the fire.
Yeah.
We were like, you're bringing good energy to the show. If you've got knuckleheads, then they're not welcome, or if you're trying to bring them along and they want to be a problem, then you are a problem for us as well. That personal level of accountability as artists has really something that we've got to hold like close to the chest
Yeah.
because we all impact each other. You
Yeah.
know?
True.
Yeah. So shout out to Mark and the team for taking a chance on us. We've done plenty of shows over there. We love Thirsty Camel Bar, and we've continued to have a fruitful relationship, and we see doing so in the future as well.
Awesome. Let's talk about this EP.
Yes, absolutely.
How many tracks?
It's 3 tracks. Really, the goal was well. Let me be honest about the story. I'm sitting at home in my home studio one night, and I was starting to kind of feel myself a little bit, and I was on the internet, and I think I was just like talking on Twitter, and I said, you know what? I'm in the 210 now. Somebody say something about it. You know what I'm saying? Put some pressure on it. I'm trying to make a move. And then Drew on the beat was also on Twitter, and he hit me and he was like, yo, I got a beat pack if that's really how you feel. And so then the hip hop artist and the artist in me was like, wait. It's 1 a.m. in the morning and somebody just sent me a beat pack? Don't play with me. I do what I do. You know what I mean? So I wrote all 3 tracks same night. I mean, no, I was running it. Like I was committed. I was not going to go to sleep. I was sending Bidu samples of like, you know, just the demo cuts. Like this is the rough idea, XYZ. I wrote all 3 of them same night. I recorded the demos all same night, and it got nurtured over time. It wasn't like immediately ready for release, but that idea was there. And that first track, 410, was just the one that was closest to my heart.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Before we get into the track, how can people stay in contact with you and find out what you got going on?
Absolutely. So they can follow me at XWLKX. It's 5 letters, super simple to remember. XWLKX on IG, Facebook, and Twitter. My website is getting a little bit of a facelift right now, so that's where I'll be, you know, kind of debuting it, is on social media and stuff. But yeah, stay looped in. DM me if you're interested in maybe trying to do a show where you need a DJ or a host, or just want another amazing artist here in the 210. I'm happy to be your guy.
All right. Introduce your track.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to KSYM 90.1, and this is the worldwide 210 debut of 410 by WLK. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned. More coming up. This is the Urban Suite, KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.